everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is RicketyGames. I'm Sydney, and today we are here with an interesting science fiction game called The Alters. I've been waiting for this game for a very long time, and I'm very excited to dive into it. It is by 11-bit Studios. It combines everything that I love in different types of games. It is essentially about a mining crew, more or less, that is going to different planets to try and find a very particular element or mineral. They end up crash landing on a planet. Everyone dies in that crash except Jan, who's our main character here. In order to survive and get off of the planet, we have to create alters of ourselves, basically using our DNA to grow alternate versions of ourselves within our life path. So other choices that we would have made, they're not copies, they're alternates. The game will tell us more, so I won't drone on about it here. Let's just get into it because I'm so excited. So let's do it. I'm going to play on the regular mode, so economy, which is just your standard mode, and then same thing with the action elements. And I am playing on a gamepad as well. It just looks like it might be easier with that. So let's just go. I'm already digging the music and stuff. We don't really know it, but we sense it. There is a sister ship to our life, which takes a totally different route. While the sun burns behind the islands. Interesting. Thomas Transtromer, the Blue House. Alright.
How did I end up here? My whole life, all its ups and downs, led me to this place. Far from home, far from anyone I know. A journey whose route is unknown, and the destination out of sight. Was this path just a random sequence of events that I had to follow? Or was there ever another way?
It's the big question, right? What
Now,
if?
Heading for the unknown. I can't really tell. Is this the end of the road? Or is it yet another branching?
Ooh. It's the big question, right? Everyone asks themselves, you know, what if I made a different choice? What if things had worked out differently, right? It's the big question, and this game kind of gives its own interpretation of what that answer might be. Wow. Look at that. I want to call it an ocean, and for lack of a better word, it is, but look at that. It's got that kind of chromatic aberration. Alright, here we are. We've landed.
That was a tough landing.
Woo!
Dolski here. Do you read me? Anyone? Nothing.
Nothing.
I need to figure out what happened.
Is that glass on the floor, or is that part of this beach? The stranding that we're on. It looks like to be a part of the beach because it's kind of everywhere. All along the coast and everything. Interesting. My suit gives me Death Stranding vibes, like from the back, but then from the front. Alright, look at us. So we're on this new planet. Wow, look at that. Does this come from our landing? I think so, to kind of signal where our pod landed. Kind of on the edge of the ocean here. Whoa. But not quite on the ocean. Alright. Let's see if we can find anybody else. But I think we know that they're toast, because that's kind of the premise of this game. Oh, is that someone else? That smoke?
That's an emergency flare from my capsule. I should look out for those.
Oh, okay, so that's from mine. Is there anything else along the beach? Oh, good. Sprint! My guess is that we need to go further inland, but just wanted to see.
Oh, you read me? This is Jan Dolski.
Does anyone read me?
I've landed safely, but I think my capsule went astray.
Look at the view. I mean, it's storming like hell.
Maybe the radio's broken.
I don't think it's broken, my dude. Look at the rock formation. It's fascinating. It's almost got this kind of slate to it because of all the layers and stuff. But, oh, there is people here. All right, let's go, let's go. Go hang out with some peeps. Probably some corpses, but, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. Are these all from mine? They gotta be from somebody else. Okay, we can climb. Look at me! Spidering up the side there. That's nice. The formations and the layers make it probably easier to climb. I mean, I'm sure it's still hell in this suit and in the rain and shit especially, but nice. Mini ladder-like texture. Look at the stacks. Whoa. Hey, is that a parachute? Oh, and another parachute. Oh yeah, we're finding people. Ooh, hello. That X is not good.
Oh, no, it's the captain. Shit. Deceased. What the hell?
Goodbye, Captain.
Not much I can do for her now. Oh, I gotta find the others.
Damn. Can I look inside a little bit more? No. Just trapped in there in toast. Damn, I wonder what happened. Maybe it was just a bad landing, but... I mean, looks like we all had bad landings, but... The thing isn't broken or anything, right? Like, the glass on this thing, the container around it is not broken in any way or damaged, so...
What happened?
Yeah.
She didn't crash. The capsule's intact.
Exactly what I was explaining.
Looks like she
poorly.
died inside of it. I don't get it.
Died inside of it. Maybe something faulty with like the air or the air pressure maybe, and it suffocated her on landing or something. I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to bring their corpses into our ship to do an autopsy or anything like that.
Mobile base. There it is.
Hey, there's the ship.
Dolski here. Anyone copy? If you can hear me, I've located the base. I'm gonna try and get down there.
So was that supposed to happen, essentially, even if everyone lived, basically?
Maybe they landed closer to the drop-off point. I gotta keep moving.
Drop-off point. So I think this was supposed to be the plan, but I think we were supposed to land a little bit more cleanly, probably nearer the base. And it looks like we got spread out all over the place and ended up not really landing nearby. I see some red smoke and more parachutes down there too, so we'll have to see what we can salvage. The base will have a lot for us as well. It looks like it landed intact. I'm assuming it went down into the atmosphere as it was and just sort of landed there, but I have no idea. We don't get to see it, just his thoughts as he's going down into the planet. More parachutes. This is 1, 2, 3.
The capsules.
4.
Wait. What?
Well, we can read on them.
That's impossible. They can't all be.
1, 2, 3.
Why?
4. Damn. All dead.
Makes no sense.
Captain's dead, and the other 4 are dead. Everyone except us. Oh man, could you imagine having to fathom that? Having to... Oh, fuck. No time.
Now?
Woo!
Oh, shit. It's rising fast.
We're going. We gotta get to the ship, I'm sure. Yep. I'm going. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Okay, hurry. But could you imagine, like, landing on an alien planet and not knowing the situation here, right? The atmosphere, anything hostile on it, coming with a full team, and when you land on this planet and you come to learning that every single one of your team is dead. I couldn't imagine the weight of that. Okay, we gotta survive first. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. I'm running as fast as I can. My little boots are taking me as fast as we can go. Oh shit. That's a mini tornado thing. I mean, I'm just using Earth terms here. He's going, he's going, he's going, he's going. Sprint style, baby. Yeah, baby. Come on, Jan.
Come on.
Open up.
Come on.
Woo!
That was close.
Nice. The survivor. We've reached the base. Day 1. Nice.
Hello?
You're tired. Yeah, no shit. I bet we are. It's 9 o'clock.
Anybody here?
In the nighttime.
For a moment, I hope someone else made it.
Is anyone
I need to find
home?
the comms room and get help.
Yeah, we gotta report to our corporate overlords that we made it. We got storage here. Press this. Oh, okay. So this is what our base looks like. So essentially all of these are cubes, and if you've ever played anything like this War of Mine or Fallout Shelter, basically you can grade the rooms, you can make them bigger or smaller, and you can replace them around the circle that we've got here. And they'll teach us and stuff how to do that later, and you can basically kind of zoom into where we're at. It's really cool with like high-tech graphics, because this War of Mine came out so long ago, right? You don't really, I mean, you get a lot of detail in that game, don't get me wrong, but obviously nothing like this. And same with Fallout Shelter. It's kind of a Fallout cartoon. I love it. It's really fun. My watch is literally Fallout, but this is the graphics and stuff, man. So we will get to rearrange and fix up our shelter later, but for now we gotta find the comms room, which is 1 floor above us and all the way to the left. Alright, let's do that. So this is the airlock to get in and out. This is base navigation and command center. So this is kind of like moving it around, I think. Yeah. Alright, and go up. Ah, okay, gotcha. Quantum computer. Very cool. And then here's comms. And the reason it says no entry is because there's nothing on the other side of the wall. So it's quite empty. By the way, I did not play the demo to this game or anything of it. I've played a lot of base building games, and then I've also been spying on this game and any little bits and pieces I could get my eyes on to watch little bits and trailers and stuff like that, or people playing it. So yeah. Communications with Earth? You know they do not have your best interests at heart. Like, just straight up. Hello?
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Ugh.
Mayday! Mayday, anyone?
Jesus Christ. I'm not the captain. I'm the captain now. I feel like everyone's gonna make that joke. I'm not the captain. This is the new captain speaking. Yeah, just new one.
Great. This is the new captain of the mission speaking, Jan Dolski. Corporate ID 4672B. I'm afraid the former captain is gone, together with the rest of the crew.
Yep. It's lovely. Okay.
Hello? Can you get me out of here?
Comms are really...
Imminent danger. Time remaining to smile.
Time remaining, imminent danger. Oh shit. How much time?
What? How much time?
Comms is fucked.
What's gonna happen?
Hello?
Talk to me. What's the danger?
The planet activity rising.
lethal.
The lethal price. Instructions and logs.
Instructions and logs. Okay. Shit.
Oh, no. Don't you go all fuzzy on me.
Don't go all fuzzy. It's been fuzzy.
Proximity. Oh, useless quantum nav system. Where the hell did it send us? Lethal proximity of what?
The blaze would be the before star approaching. This battle, we must escape. Proximity dies in days.
So helpful. Star.
You mean a star will come and burn this planet? And I just have days to escape? Is that right?
Sunrise.
Yeah, it's the sun.
Sunrise. Perfect.
Great. Sick. So glad that I've landed on a planet where the star is gonna explode. That's not it. Oh, up here. Evacuation procedure. Welcome to the Evacuation Functionality Manual. I feel like I should read this in like corporate annoying speak. In case of an accident that jeopardizes your mission and the safety of your crew, please follow the safety protocol and move the base to a safe location. The following steps must be accounted for: refueling the base, manufacturing necessary equipment, securing food supplies. The steps will automatically be tracked on your HUD. And then, alright, we've got triple star systems. So this will tell us a little bit about why we're here, probably. Triple star systems. According to recent Ally Corp research and based on data collected from multiple missions, triple star systems are considered as potentially related to a very high probability of discovering Rapidium in the Ally Corp classification system. The precise correlation between triple star systems and Rapidium is yet to be scientifically determined, but according to some hypotheses, this may be related to the unique radiation cycle observed on planets belonging to such systems. Rapidium, as a highly unstable element and itself emitting significant amounts of radiation, seems to be less elusive in the presence of such specific radiation patterns, as if fine-tuning its life cycle to the environment. Okay, let's digest those first two paragraphs for a quick second there. Basically, in a nutshell, triple star systems have planets within them that have a lot of radiation and specific radiation patterns, and Rapidium can be found on those types of planets because those radiation patterns help it live longer or fine-tune its life cycle, essentially. Alright, let's look at the next two. Ally Corp employees should be aware that thanks to these findings, in the upcoming years, we are bound to witness a significant rise in missions sent by the Quantum Navigation System on course for a triple star system, should such a system be identified in the vicinity of an Ally Corp exploration vessel. This should, by all means, result in notable increase of successful Rapidium extraction and a major breakthrough for Ally Corp and humanity alike. Okay, basically, the navigation system is going to be on the lookout for triple star systems. If it's in the vicinity of an exploration ship, then you're going to go there and try to get the Rapidium from it. Mission captains must be informed, however, that operating on planets belonging to a triple star system involves the need for some precautions. The complex gravitational structure within which the planet operates, apart from being the source of Rapidium-friendly radiation, may result in life-threatening events, such as periodic lethal proximity to one of the suns, annihilation of the planet's surface, and immediate destruction of all life forms. That's basically what we're facing now, right? So because of the Rapidium-friendly radiation patterns that these planets have, they have specific life-threatening events that we're going to have to deal with. In order to maximize efficiency, even in the event of such occurrences, Ally Corp has equipped its vessels in the cutting-edge CEBA evacuation functionality, enabling the crew to extract Rapidium while avoiding hazardous conditions. In the case of landing on a planet belonging to a triple star system, please consult the CEBA Evacuation Functionality Manual for further instructions. The above information is the sole property of Ally Corp and is highly confidential. We kindly remind you that any infringement upon your confidentiality agreement will result in legal matters. Yeah. They'll sue you if you say a fucking word. Okay, basically, shit can happen on these planets. The lethal proximity of one of the suns, which is basically what we're dealing with here. The annihilation of the planet's surface and immediate destruction of all life forms. The ship that we're on has technology to help shield you from these events. Captains need to know about it and the events that could occur and essentially there is technology to help extract Rapidium, even amongst the emergencies, because of course, so that you can avoid hazardous conditions, so that you can basically mine and cultivate more Rapidium in higher quantities, despite the life-threatening events, of course. Alright, quantum navigation. So this is the navigation system that is probably auto-scanning all of the systems around to look for those triple star systems. The quantum navigation system is a state-of-the-art route planning solution designed and implemented by AliCorp to optimize the efficiency of space mining operations. How does it work? While the crew remains in cryosleep, the system actively monitors the ship's surroundings, modifying its trajectory and setting it on course for the most probable location of valuable resources. Based on cutting-edge technology, it collects massive amounts of quantum information, analyzing it in real time to determine the highest probability of discovering Rapidium in a nearby system and eliminate non-efficient exploration. When the expectation of finding Rapidium is classified as moderate or high, depending on mission-specific settings, the ship's trajectory is adjusted accordingly and landing procedures are initiated. A notification is sent to Mission Control to ensure maximum support at the onset of new environment exploration. And the above information is confidential and will sue you if you say anything. Basically, pretty straightforward. It is the navigation system on the ship that we were on in space, essentially. And what's interesting about it is that it monitors everything in real time, even while the crew is asleep. So it's automatically doing this. And the scary part that I'm seeing here is that if it sees Rapidium, essentially, it just shoots off the landing procedures and adjusts the ship's trajectory to go there no matter what. It doesn't need anything. It's basically just going to send you in that direction, eject your landing pods, and you're going to wake up. So that kind of explains why Jan is a little bit clueless about, like, where we are, but it's a bit vague. So if he's a bit clueless as to, like, the planet, it wasn't planned, essentially. It was the quantum navigation system going, oh, there's shit you can get here. Go. You're going now. So this is our storage. And then our tasks will be here. Escape the sun. I have to find the evacuation procedure and get the hell out of this place. If I don't get the base moving in time, I'll burn to death. Yep, that sounds lovely. So we'll need to get all of the materials that we can. And then there's our overview. Alright. So I think we read all the stuff that we needed. We need to gather the metals, materials, and get out. So our fundamentals. Gather 60 metals. I won't survive long without some basic equipment. I need to craft a scanner, find resources, but I don't have a workshop. Yeah, it's a bit rough. So I've got to manufacture the necessary equipment. I got to go down to the airlock, I think. Radiation levels are deadly at night. Exiting the base is currently not permitted. You can rest in the captain's cabin until tomorrow. Alright. Can I make a workshop? I don't think I would have enough materials. Base building. Oh, I can move stuff. And it costs something to move it? Or no? Oh. It's gonna be exactly like Fallout Shelter, where I can't put this here because there's no elevator to get to it. So I would have to build an elevator if I wanted to put it up top. Okay, gotcha. It's a bit rough, but alright. So I don't think I can move stuff. Yeah, that'll fuck up all the storage units. So I need to make another elevator, essentially. Can I build a workshop? Costs 40 something. 40 metals. And I only have 30. Okay. So I can't do that until I go mine stuff. Okay, so I have to go to bed then. I think it's at the... Oh no. go, to the bottom. Okay, well, I guess I go to sleep then. We don't want to die of radiation. It's also like, what, 11:40 p.m.? It's late. Sunrise in 8 days. Ooh. At least we have some time, I suppose. Alright, bottom left-hand corner is the energy bar. It shows you how many hours you have before you get tired. Once you're tired, you're still able to work, but every task will take much longer. And if you go past that, you can get exhausted. And if I know correctly, that means also that you're... you can get exhausted and it will discount your energy the next day. As, like in real life, if you drain yourself, you're less likely to get up in the morning and things like that. Alright. Let's go outside. Can we... machinery? Nope. We need to go up this way? Airlock, yep. Okay, airlock. Going outside. Shallow deposits. You can find shallow deposits on the planet's surface. They contain a limited amount of resources that can be extracted quickly. They can be recognized by red dust. Approach the deposit. Alright. So this is a parachute for likely the ship, I guess. That's how it got down here. It's kind of sad that I can't get, like, the bodies of my friends or my team. Oh, man. Alright. It is almost 8:30 in the morning. We need this red dust. Is that what that is? Let's hope.
That shiny rock might be a source of metals.
Metal, please. Metal. Alright. Whoa. That's fast forwarding time. Did you see that? It's now 10:12 a.m. Okay. That's cool. That's a cool way to do that, so you don't have to stand there or wait, you know, on a timer or anything like that. It just fast forwards time. That is gonna take a lot of time. Our most finite resource. So it takes about almost 2 hours to do that. Makes sense. Okay, we have 150 metals, which is good. I see blue smoke up there. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's another resource. Let's do another 2 if we can find it. It's a little one. Oh, just 2. I just swiped it. Nice. All right. Materials are gonna be our probably first big pain in the ass, right? Because, oh, what's that?
Hey, that looks like our ship's cargo drop.
Cargo drop. What is that?
It's filled with the crew's personal items, including my stuff.
Oh, that's nice. My suitcase intact? Multitool. My multitool. A convenient set. One of a few things everyone should always have in their pocket. I used it countless times to open bottles, fix things, and, well, open more bottles. It was a birthday present for my mom for my 18th birthday. Of course, she pretended it was Father's idea, but I knew better.
Yeah. This is one of the things they told me to take on the mission.
Do love a good multi-tool, I will say. Alright, so...
Things that will make you feel comfortable far away from home. Objects that trigger good memories.
Okay. So in addition to being something useful...
Typical corporate bullshit.
We can find, I guess, these drops. These personal items that will help you reconnect a sense of home. It is corporate bullshit. I mean, a lot of this will be corporate bullshit until it's not. That's the thing, is that when you're this far away and you have no one around you, stuff like that is going to account for a lot. And it's probably one of the few bullshit corporate things that probably actually means something, you know? They're just trying to milk you for everything that you have. Oh, a little baby one. Let me get it. Alright, that doesn't cost any time, so if we can find a bunch of those, that would be great. Damn, look at the big parachute. Damn, look at the physics on it, too. That's cool as fuck. Alright. Okay. We didn't see any coming that way, so let's kind of go out this way. I'm going to be wary of the time because we also need to do stuff in the ship. But let's see if we can collect a little bit more. We have 155 metals. We need 40 of it to make the workshop. And then probably more to make whatever tool that is that we need. Oh, 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 look, another one. Is that another drop? Oh yeah, baby, another drop. 2 drops. Oh yeah. Band t-shirt. A torn t-shirt signed by the drummer of the Crooked Testers. I used to have so much fun at their gigs. For years, they were competing with another local band, Liverpool Bugs. I hated anyone who listened to Liverpool Bugs, a holy war between fans. But then both bands joined forces to fight the record company that was ripping them off. Oh, there you go. A lucky keychain. A key ring with a 4-leaf clover I got from my colleague Adam's parents when I was 12. I used to hide at his place when my father had his worst days. His parents never asked any questions, and everyone around the house behaved as if my visits were a normal thing. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that Adam's father was a psychotherapist. They moved away when I was 14. So it's sounding like we don't have a good home life, or didn't have a good home life, especially when we were younger, right? Mom pretending that there was gifts from dad, even though he knew it was from mom, and when dad has worse days, probably could be drinking, could be abuse, could be both. I mean, there's a lot of different situations that worse days, quote unquote, could mean, but it looks like he had a safe place to go to for a little bit, but they left when he was 14. Okay, so
my stuff landed here.
nice. I love our suitcases. The History of the Universe by @ChrisSandJack. Millennia after the fallout of humankind, a father tells his son the history of the universe. Is it a CD or a DVD?
Is that a movie?
Movie!
Alicorp even thought of entertainment at the base.
Perhaps there's a way for you to watch it at base. Hell yeah. Probably make a rec room of some kind. I mean, that's pretty normal. Alright, it's almost 2:30. Can I find anything else that's kind of quick around me? We've scoured a good chunk. I don't know what blue smoke is. Organics. Deep deposit means I probably need a tool for it, though. Okay, keeping my eyes peeled. Is there anything around the little bend here? I gotta be conscious of the time. Nothing behind me? Yeah, it sounds cavernous. Ooh. It's like beautiful and strange, but also kind of familiar. I love it. Whoa. Look at all the stuff, like, going upwards. Like, that's so strange. I wonder what that is. Oh, hello. A little one. Alright, we have 158 medals. Looks like... Does this come out and around, or... Okay, yeah, out and around, and I can go up. Alright, let's go up, and then let's go back. Let's see what this is. Take that. Go up here. Get in the elements. I want to be conscious to leave at least a little bit of time to do stuff at our base. Anything up here? Oh, okay. This will probably finish us off. Boom. Alright, 5 o'clock. I think we should go in. Oh man, there's a big one here. Okay, there's a couple of big ones. Oh no. A couple of small ones and one big one. Get the small ones, because they cost no time. Alright, beautiful. 233 medals. I'm gonna go down. Let's go home. I don't want to get too tired before we can build the workshop. And whatever else that we need to do. Alright, let's go. Look at that! Boom. 239. On the way back. Some quick ones. It's little, but it means a lot. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 little deposits of 3. 248. Alright, yeah, baby. You can eventually fast travel in this game as far as I understand. So that'll help save us some time later. I don't know if the fast travel just kind of teleports us and we lose no time, or if we lose time the same way we do like the mining and it's just like fast forwarded a little bit. We'll find out. Either way, I mean, it'll save me some editing time probably, if anything. But we're good. We're at the base almost. It's closing in on 5:30. So let's go. We got a couple hours till the day's over and we're too tired. What's that? Recharge. It's full though. Okay. The batteries. Alright. Yeah! Alright, safe and sound inside. Make a workshop. So we need command center. Yeah, okay. So go over here. Make something like the workshop. Let's put this... Ooh, I don't know where we would put this. Okay, we need 4 columns. So it has to go on this side or up. Probably, let's do it next to command center, I suppose. I would want to put it near something like machinery, but we don't have room on that side. And we'll be able to rearrange stuff later, so probably doesn't matter too much for now, but that's okay. Oh, base expansion. So you can make it bigger and get more cube space, for lack of a better word, to work with. Alright, there's that. That was instantaneous. That didn't take any time to build. So that's beautiful. Alright, so I put it up here by the communication room. No, I lied. It was on the same level as me. I'll learn the ship eventually, I promise. I should have stayed put. Okay, we need... What do we need? Craft a scanner. A scanner used to scan this planet's surface for deep resource deposits. Okay. Estimated time. Is that an hour or 1 minute? Did I do it? Okay. An hour. Alright. Nice. So, okay, we did it. Find an organics deposit area. But it's 8 and we're tired. So we're gonna get kind of fucked. You ran out of energy and became tired. In this state, physical work takes much longer. If you stay up very late, you'll become exhausted. Each minute of exhaustion causes you to wake up later the next day. For fucking real. I exist in a perpetual state of exhaustion, but I've learned to live in it, you know? Alright, crafting items we know how to do. Exploration. Shallow deposits we already know. Movies. Okay, no. I was looking for this stuff. Alright, yeah. We get manufacturing equipment. That seems self-explanatory. Organics. Please ensure that the SEBA base has enough fuel for the upcoming journey. In case of fuel shortages, locate and harvest organics on the surface of your planet. Blue smoke is a characteristic indicator of organic deposits. If fuel shortages are detected, the evacuation procedure will be assessed as too risky and the quantum computer will prohibit its initiation. Okay. So we need fuel for the ship. Fuel comes from organic deposits. Organic is blue, metal is red. At least so far. There's nothing we can do about the day. So we might as well go to bed, I think. Okay, and we can read these. You can read them. So those captain's logs, those kind of manuals that we're reading, you can read them here in the captain's cabin, or you can just read them from your menu. Good to know. Yeah, end the day. There's nothing I can do about it. The storm is gonna hit and we don't want to go out at night. We can't go out at night. Day 3. We gotta prepare for the long haul though, right? We can deal with some of the short-term projects and tasks and stuff at hand, but games like this are often about surviving the long haul. How long can you survive? How long can you be? And that's really the key behind this. Keeping people in good spirits, keeping them healthy. In this case, you and yourselves, your alters. and keeping the ship and your base or whatever intact is the best way to do it, because otherwise you've got nothing left. You can collect all the materials in the world, but if your people are pissed at you, there's no way. Blue smoke, yeah, we read about that, but how do I trigger the scan? So we saw them over here. Over in this direction. I don't know if I need to be near the blue smoke to scan it, but either way, I'll run in the direction that we know blue smoke exists. So I have 188 materials, so that used a decent chunk of stuff, but not too bad. So we have a lot. Oh, it kind of, I don't want to say like repopulates, but I guess maybe it I guess it does kind of repopulate. I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of. Respawns.
I don't have a climbing hook. Not yet.
Okay.
I'll have to find another way.
Can I get to a closer one? Nope. I don't know what this is. Okay, I'm back in this cave again. I couldn't figure out...
Could this be... Rapidium?
Oh. I'm back in this cave. I couldn't figure out how to get the scanner equipped or anything like that, so I came back out here to see if I could find something.
Feels strange. I have to get closer. Make sure.
Whoa.
I need to collect a sample.
How do I do that? It is Rapidium. Your storage capacity of the base is full and work cannot be finished. You can expand it by constructing additional storage model. In a pinch, it's possible to discard resources in the storage tab. Oh shit. Okay. I'm not full yet though. 472 out of 480. That music though. So that is Rapidium. So all that weird shit.
Unbelievable. So the useless quantum nav system isn't that useless after all.
Seems to have worked there for you, buddy. I still haven't found the organics.
Where it was sending us. Except only I survived.
Yeah, that's a problem. I need to figure out why. I don't imagine that this seems like a scannable. It's blue over here. Ooh, there, it's some organics. Yes, here we go.
There's smoke. I should look for organics here.
Okay, so I have to get close to use the scanner, because I was like, am I missing something? Scanner allows you to find resource deposits. By placing connecting points, you can uncover the concentration of the underground resources. Look at the scanned ground, try to pinpoint the exact place, the most intense red coloring. That's the deepest point of the deposit. Okay. Blue smoke is an indication, but the... Alright, I gotcha. But we want the reddest section. Ooh, right there's pretty good. Oh, no, take that back. Did I do it? No, I did not. Okay, take this one back then. Oh shit. Okay, take them all. So we know it's like over here. Gotta be careful of the time. Ooh, that's pretty deep. But not deep enough? Okay, those two. Over here? I would consider that pretty deep fucking red. What the fuck am I missing? There we go. Okay. Building mode, mining outpost. Place it here. Damn, that just built it. Oh god, okay. Using pylons connect the mining outpost with the base. Each pylon automatically connects to nearby structures. They have to be connected to each other. And it has to be connected from the base. I'm guessing this draws power from the base in order to do that. Okay, gotcha. So we need pylon. Okay, so I gotta place this as close to the base as I possibly can. Okay, there's a cliff here. Down here. I gotta also get back to the base. Alright, how far can I get? Pretty far. Okay. Right here works. We basically want to use as few probably as possible. I'm looking at the countdown. As long as there's a string attached to it. There we go. Is it... Which side does it need to be connected to the base? Bit. All right, there we go. All right, whatever. Okay. Okay, I see it right there. Okay. So that's the first outpost. Connected the mining outpost, you can fast travel between the base and the mining outpost. Yeah, baby! It's also almost 8 p.m., so let me go inside. Alright, so we need to do some serious mining and shit tomorrow. I wasted a lot of time, though, trying to figure out how to get the fucking scanner to work. So there's that. But that's alright. We have... I'm not gonna say we have tons of time, but we have some time. Alright, we need 180 organic matter gathered using the outpost. So we don't have that currently. And then we need 30 Rapidium samples. We collected 20 in that moment. We need more storage. Can I expand the storage instead of... stop that. Let's do that too, because it's a little awkward. Can I move? Oh damn, that's awkward as fuck. Because I really want to move it like in this corner here, but you can't really do that. Okay. What is this? I'm assuming it's the core of the ship, but can we move it? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Storage. Can I build another storage? 30 metals? I can do that. We might as well put it... Can we put it on the... Oh, no, we can't. I would need to build another elevator. How much is it to build an elevator? 10? Not too bad. Okay, 10 there. Small storage. I really don't want that small storage though. The really thing that you really want is oh, are you kidding? What? There's only one entryway. Well, that's shitty. I guess you put that there then. And then... Can I destroy this? Yes. Okay, it gives me the same refund back for the elevator. That's no problem. I'm sure bigger or more complex rooms we won't get the same materials back that we put in, but for now that's not too bad of a fuck up. I didn't realize that you can only interest on the bottom. Okay. But what we really need to do is instead of having 100 small storages, we need to upgrade the actual storage room itself. But I don't know if we're able to do that quite yet. We probably need to... I mean, I'm hoping that we can do that at some point and just expand that. What is a corridor? Is that to just get through two things? I don't really know what the use of a corridor would be. I guess just like a to fill space. Small storage. Okay, well, that's all we can do with that. So that expanded our storage from 490 basically to 600. So it basically more or less added about 200 more. I don't know what units they're using, but 200 more of those for space. Let's go to bed. Bedtime. Get our cozy captain's quarters. We get the perks of the captain position. 6 days. That's not great. Report our findings. In a bit. Let's not waste any time. Let's go straight out the airlock. And let us go straight to the mining outpost. Okay, so that was pretty instant. It's still 7 a.m. Which means that we saved ourselves all the time. Because walking here takes like half an hour maybe? $184 of 300. Can I make it? I'm eating the day. We're close. Okay. That might be the best for now. But I also... Okay, there's the map. Where am I? If I go straight down this way, I can get back to the Radium. Or, sorry, Rapidium. Yeah, I think I was right. It's like down this little corridor over here. Provisions needed. Build a kitchen. Oh, we gotta report our findings. Okay, let's see if we can get a little bit more Rapidium. I kind of pushed it a little bit. But... Alright. We can fast travel. If fast travel takes no time, that's not a problem. To be a little tired. But let me see if I can push my luck a little bit. And then as tired, we can build the stuff. Also, I realized that I wasn't sprinting before. This is the sprint. That's my bad, not paying attention. I'm just in awe. Give me a break. How much did we get? 40? Yeah, alright. Done. Woo -hoo -hoo -hoo. Okay, I pushed it. We got 40 though. 40 Rapidium. which means that that would complete the quota that we needed to get the sample. Okay, we got 50 seconds before radiation comes in. I believe I can get to the mining outpost and then just fast travel. We should be fine. And it looks like we've got a call waiting for us at home. You guys want me to do my job or not? Can't be taking calls all the time, corporate. Alright. We're here. So we can fast travel? Or no? How do I... There we go, fast travel. Okay, so this will save us some time. And then boom, A33, A33, boom, look at that. So we kind of teleport more or less, even though teleportation doesn't seem to be a thing. I don't know, maybe it is. Phone call. Oh, and build a kitchen. Yeah, we figured that out, moving them around already. That's self-explanatory if you played a base building game like this. Kitchen. 40 metals. We're good on metals. We have 220 metals, 40 Rapidium, 254 out of 300 organics. So not too bad, to be honest. So what is this? The kitchen? I should put it... Oh, no, we need 5 across. Let me put it there, knowing we can't get to it right now unless we build an elevator. This one will actually be useful. We can do that. This is a bit in the way. We need to move it. But I don't currently have a better place for that. So it looks like you can build more than one of something. So we can have 2. Okay, so it's exactly like Fallout Shelter 30. For now... Oh yeah, they're tall. That's a bitch. Can I do that? It's kind of awful though. Put that back. It makes this elevator defunct on this side. God, I really need to rearrange this whole thing. Can I move the elevators by their lonesome? I can. Okay. Give me a second to rework this whole thing and then we should be fine. Okay, this is what I have for now. It irks me a bit that like this little sliver is here and I can't put this last storage unit down here in a row. Maybe if I get the chance to like expand the ring a little bit and get more space, we can make it put it evenly. But for now, I was able to save myself an elevator, so I destroyed one and got those resources back. I put the machinery in the workshop together, the communication and command center together, and then I put the quantum computer over here just for... It's got really no good place to put it for now. I wish I could put it kind of down here, but you need to have access to it, and this thing blocks that. So for now, this will go here. I like putting sleeping quarters near the top of my bases, because usually you enter in from the bottom. It doesn't really work as well for this sort of layout, though, because the airlock itself can actually move. I would normally have it like locked at the bottom somewhere, and then put it elsewhere, but it's fine. We'll build more stuff, probably like a greenhouse and other things like that, and I'll put the sleeping quarters more higher up. I put the kitchen and stuff over here. The storage is attached to the kitchen, so it makes it easy. But I figure these things can be at least kind of together. Machinery, workshop, communication, command, that stuff. We should be good for now. I might rearrange it again a little bit later, but for now we're at least utilizing space a little bit more efficiently, and we can kind of figure out something a little bit later. I don't know if we can have kind of smaller elevators or like ways to get around this little like weird corner here. It's not too crucial at the moment, but I'll rearrange it, of course, as we keep going. But for now, this is a better layout to me. And we got to save space on another elevator. So let's leave that there. And yeah. We made a kitchen. We're tired, so I don't know if... We gotta go up. Yeah, here's the kitchen. There we go. Consume 1 meal each day. Meals can be prepared in the kitchen. I have not eaten anything. I don't know if there's like, can I see like myself? And like see how I'm doing? Maybe not. $30 minutes to prepare. I haven't actually eaten anything. Can I eat something? Or do I automatically eat, I guess? I think I automatically eat. I wasn't paying attention to the amount of meals. I know we had 2 raw food from the get-go, but I don't remember about the mush meals. Either way, they want us to make some more meals. It's gonna eat into my tiredness though, so maybe I will report my findings and then go to bed. Over here. Hello, I'm tired as fuck.
Hello? Anyone copy?
Great noise. Hello? Hello, hello?
I went out to find resources, and I found a cave full of something.
Rapidium!
I think it might be Rapidium.
I'm gonna take that as a great job.
You hear me? I think I found Rapidium.
You sure about it?
Yeah, I'm sure about that.
What? I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, what else could it be?
Test it.
Test it.
Test the Rapidium? How would I do that?
New blueprint provided.
The womb. So this is...
A blueprint? The womb. You want me to build a womb?
Sample of DNA provided.
Sample of DNA provided. So that is... That's gonna be how we make the altars. The womb.
Who are you?
Completely glitched, of course. My evil overlords.
The womb, huh?
Watch it just be me talking to myself and this
You
place is
understand
actually
why?
destroyed.
I guess it makes sense. Rapidium speeds up organic growth.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's kind of a flippant little sentence there, but he just said Rapidium speeds up organic growth. So that's interesting. Alright, bedtime. It's almost 10. Almost past my bedtime. Getting a good night's rest, Jan. 7 a.m. Bright and early. Alright, we gotta cook and make the womb. So let's do that. Let's go to the kitchen, make some food. They want 6, so that should be, what? An hour, 2 hours, 3 hours in total. Alright. Should bring us to 10. Yep. Boom, baby. That's done. Start the engines in command center. Okay. We gotta do that. There's storage. My lone random storage. Oh no, I need the command center. Ooh, the elevator's so fast. Okay. Engine.
Whoa. What just happened?
Oh, that's not good. In machinery? Oh
God.
shit.
Do this to me now.
I was just trying to move it. Yankee yank. Woo!
That's sorted. Let's give it another go.
Okay. I'm trying to escape the sun here. I'll make the womb in a second. Why would I try it again if it just broke?
Not again.
Yeah, dude. If it broke the first time and you didn't fix it, why would it fucking work the second time? Fool me once. Fool me twice, Jan. Oh, you broke it. That's not good.
You have got to be kidding me.
Hopefully it doesn't catch on fire.
Just my luck to be stuck in a junkyard.
He's so pissed off and frustrated. Alright, let's build that womb, because it doesn't take any time. That's something strange. Oh, it's a tall one. It needs 5 chunks. Okay, up here then. Across from the captain's quarters is a little strange, but it's the best place for now without using extra resources. Alright.
Okay, so I have built a womb. Now, what could possibly come out of it?
Provided the DNA sample. Let's do the test and then we can call them about the broken ship and the test.
Sample. Rapidium. I'm starting to worry this wasn't such a good idea.
In full corporate thing. Look, I broke the ship, but I did something.
Oh.
I made a sheep.
Of course. What else?
There you go.
Oh. You need a name. I think I'm gonna call you Molly.
Isn't there a real life sheep that's called Dolly that was like the first copied sheep? But I wanted to check before I got excited, but Molly the sheep here is a nod to Dolly the sheep, which was the first mammal cloned from an adult somatic cell. I thought that was the case there, but I just wanted to check to be I wasn't bullshitting. But yeah, there you go. She's a sheep. Hello, Molly. We gotta pet the sheep.
Hello, Molly.
We got a pet sheep now.
Are you?
So Rapidium rapidly grew the sheep from the DNA supplied, which is really interesting. So it basically accelerates life. It's insane. That's so fucking cool, though. Alright, let's go down to Command Center and the communications. Hi! So, good news and bad news. I broke the ship. But good news, Rapidium works!
Hey, you still there? I really need your help. I can't get out of here. I did everything according to the manual, but there's a malfunction I can't fix. I just don't know how.
Rapidium test complete.
Yes! This is urgent. Yes, it's complete. I did my job.
Yes. Yes, I created a sheep. Happy? Will you help me now?
Rapidium can save you. I need to check data consistency and QC module.
QC module. Save me how?
Rapidium can save me? How exactly?
By giving you infinite copies of yourself, my dude.
Only the captain has access codes to the quantum computer.
Access granted.
Damn. Alright.
Man, that was easy.
That was easy. Bitch enough and you'll get what you want. Alright, go to the quantum computer. Where is that? That's the big ugly thing that I can't figure out a good place for, right? I think it's all the way up. Quantum computer. Hello. Very cool looking though. On the map though, it's like awkwardly like in between levels, so it takes up like a level and a half, which pisses me off. Accessing QC stored data. Mine records.
Mine records?
Deleting expired data? That's my crew! Why would you delete them? Not of use, right? Because they're dead. Whoa, that's cool. It's gonna be like a map of my friggin' brain. Oh yeah.
I recognize this.
These are my memories.
It's my life.
There's a record of my entire life. That's great. Qubit level 1, available slots, select a life event. Whoa. So each of these nodes are a life path. Okay, and this is gonna be where, like, this string is, each one of these are where something can branch off and make some other thing, like some choice that I didn't make, it can make the Jan that did make that choice, you know? Alright. Ooh, butterfly effect. Right, that kind of thing. Alright, let's read them. Distant memories. Childhood memories, fuzzy and distant. The mining town you grew up in. Rows of similar apartment blocks. The local grocery store Mom worked in. The playground where you spent more time than at home. And I can just go to the next one. Okay, there we go. A family like many others. A family like many others down there. Your father coming late from work in the mine. Usually drunk, always pissed off. Your mother doing her best to keep the family together. Your constant desire to run away, to get out of that place and never come back. So this confirms the rough family life that Jan's kind of alluding to in the personal items that we found. So dad works in the mine, and he's usually drunk, always pissed off. Oh, okay. 15 years old. Okay, so also... Oh, these don't have ages, so there's just like childhood, very young childhood. 15 years old, turning a blind eye. Another shitty day at school. You're taking the longer route home. Hey, what's that fight about? The girl shouts for help. She's looking straight at you. You should intervene, but the fear... No, better not get involved. Run back home. One day you'll get out of here. You have to. I bet you this is probably a branching moment, right, where you help the girl instead. So this Jan, the current Jan that we have, chose not to, turned a blind eye. 16 years old, a year later, the need to escape. It's so hard to study for exam when your dad's yelling behind the door. Mom doesn't have the strength to fight anymore. Something's wrong with her. She's weaker, more passive. You know you should do your best to support her, but being home is just unbearable. You count the days to graduation, hoping those exams go well. Okay. So things just stayed worse, and the worse, the longer you're in it, the worse it feels. 19 years old, at the crossroads. You open the envelope with trembling hands. It's a good college, and it's close to home. You can visit Mom regularly and get a good education. You tear the paper and see the results. No. Not good enough. The only place that wants you is 100 miles away. You'd have to leave Mom alone with him. Ooh, that's really tough. Okay, we go though. Going away. You promised yourself you'd get out of there. You have to keep that promise. You can't waste your life. It's not something she'd want. And you can still visit her. Mom, right? A little less often maybe, but you can. You will visit her. You probably won't. You're gonna get so caught up in freedom and having your own life and not having to worry about the really stressful situation at home that you're not gonna want to go. 21 years old, your place far from home. It's been months since you've been home, but you can't miss the post-exam party. All your friends will be celebrating. Their company makes you feel good, like you found your place. Do you really want to spend the entire day on a train? Only to see Mom for a couple of hours before she goes to bed early? And all you'll be left with is a constantly drunk oaf of a father. It'll be worth it, dude. It's really tough. But I also understand, right, when you feel so trapped in that kind of shitty family situation and there's nothing you can do, nowhere you can go, and it's just misery all the time. When you finally get that breath of fresh air, so to speak, it's so hard to let go of that even for a second because you've been deprived of it your whole life up until that point, right? 21 years, he's been wanting this, craving this, to feel, you know, the closest thing you can to happy. And you always think there's more time. So you just kind of put things off and put things off and put things off. I think only to see mom for a couple of hours before she goes to bed early. Like, that is how it might have been. But to see you, since it's been months, I mean, I'm sure she would stay up. But yeah, then there's, you know, dad. That's rough. 22, so this is a year later. Working abroad. You look at the letter. It's tempting. Working abroad for 2 months. You could earn enough to support yourself for the whole semester. You could ditch those lousy part-time jobs and focus on studying. It's tempting. And you can send some money to mom. She needs it for her treatment. Ooh, mom is sick. That's not good. It did allude to that in one of the previous things. It said she was getting weaker. Oh god. 23 years old, a year later, too late to say goodbye. You missed it. The moment she collapsed, the ambulance taking her to the hospital. It all went so fast. You missed the opportunity to talk to her when she was still conscious. You're back home now, but what difference does it make? You fucked up. It's too late to say goodbye. Oh man. That's gotta weigh heavy. Oh, she's dead. 23 years old. So same year. Carry on for her. You failed her, but what could you have done? Stayed behind in that miserable place? To become bitter and dead inside? Be like Dad? The sense of guilt holds you by the throat. What if you ran away from it all? Ditched college, made a fresh start, forgot. But wouldn't that be giving up again? No, Mom would want you to get on with your studies. Get a good job. You have to carry on. For her. At that point, that's all you got, buddy. 24. Alright, 24, so it's a year later. It's different with her. Your heart pounds at the thought of this evening. You never thought someone like Lena would want to hang out with you. Slow down. It's only a project. Maybe you should have gotten something better than a beer? You could have brought wine, but wouldn't that seem like you're hitting on her? You're only teaming up for a project, but she's so different from anyone else you've ever hooked up with. And she likes you. You can see she likes you. Aww. Hey. Same year, 24 years old. Am I good enough? This is it. She's moved in, but is your cheap little rented apartment good enough for her? Her parents would hate it. You know they would. And she knows it too. Is that why she doesn't talk to them anymore? She's not ashamed of you, is she? Whatever they think of you, you're gonna prove them wrong. Work hard and give Lena the good life she deserves. I'm sure there's no way to escape that kind of am I good enough mindset, but you have to think, like, she's there with you. She's choosing to spend her time with you. She chose to move in with you. That should mean that you're good enough, right? At least in this moment. Hey, we graduated! 25. New opportunities. Hard work pays off, right? You can be proud of yourself. A diploma with honors, and that offer, a PhD. It's tempting as hell, but the salary. How much longer are you going to be a broke ass for Lena? Ugh, you'll think about it later. Time to celebrate now. That's awesome. 26. 26. Alright, so this is a year later. Better prospects. It was a tough conversation, but you handled it well. The professor understood your motives. Working for a private company gives you better prospects. And you'll finally be able to move out of that dorm. Take Lena for a proper holiday. Yeah, it was a good decision. Nice, things are looking up. The purgatory of 9 to 5. That's what happens, 27 years old. On the subway again. Damn, you hate that crowd. Day in, day out. Maybe you could take the later train and stay longer at work? No, your boss would never agree to that. Punctuality is all that matters to him, not what you actually do. Sometimes you feel all he needs you to do is punch your card. And for what? Pushing papers and pretending to get things done? Someone pushes you as you try to take a seat. Man, Monday mornings are the worst. Get sucked into it. But keep a head on your shoulders. Keep awareness of your goals, you know? Just try to get from one day to the other, which is the day in, day out, but always keep your eye on something next, right? 28 years old, a dream house. Your face beams as you exit the bank, hand in hand with Lena. Finally, signing the mortgage papers was easier than you expected. Maybe it was worth putting up with that idiot of a boss for 2 years to get this place a dream house. Lena has so many ideas for decorating it. If you hurry, maybe you can even get it ready for Christmas. You'd love to see her parents' faces when they see it. Yeah, you should convince her to invite them over. To brag? I get being smug about it after everything that you've been through, but if all you're gonna invite them over to, like, is brag, it's gonna backfire on you horribly. If you've cut them out of your lives, then it's not worth inviting them back in, because they'll find something always to nitpick at. Like, you'll never win in that conversation. If they never approved of you to begin with, they won't approve of you later, most likely. People are very difficult to change. I'm not saying they can't, and in some cases, you know, the parents or whoever, like, will change their mind and see that you have worked hard and worked your way up. But if you've already cut them out of your lives, it's not worth it. So that's 28. 30. Oh, shit. The crisis hit. No, this can't be true. Not now. You stare at the screen blankly. You heard about the crash on the stock exchange. You heard everyone talk about a worldwide crisis approaching. But you? Laid off? How will you ever tell Lena about it? What about your plans for Christmas? Oh, man. Jan just can't catch a break. But that's how it goes. Damn. That's really awful. I don't have enough information to be like, he shouldn't have bought that house, because if you knew there was a crisis coming, like, there's not enough information to say that there. Here's the thing, it's easy to critique from the outside, right? Because you don't have all the details. You'll never know all the little nitty-gritty details that hold the larger events that you see or hear about from somebody together. And it's really easy to be on the outside and be like, oh, well, you know, you should just do this or do that, and kind of try to troubleshoot someone else's life. But the thing is that 9 times out of 10, you have no idea what's really going on. They're not telling you the full picture, either because you don't need to know, or they don't trust you, or it's just not worth it, right? They're stuck somehow, right? And the only person that can really get them out of that is them. And some people can recognize that and rise to the occasion, and other people are beaten down by it. But either way, it's easy to be like, oh, well, he shouldn't have bought that house. We just don't know. So that really sucks, and that's all we can say about it. 30 years old. Urban Link. Okay. 30 years old, so okay, same year, same age. A busy night. Red lights, you close your eyes and listen to the city traffic. Damn radio. All they know are Christmas songs at this time of year. You don't want to be reminded of that, not when you're sitting behind the wheel of a leased cab. It's almost 6 o'clock. You promised Lena you'd be back for Christmas Eve by 5, but it's a busy night, and people leave bigger tips on Christmas. So he's trying to make up for the job with little jobs. You're resilient, Jan. You'll make it through, but damn, is it gonna suck. 31 years old, back to square one. You listen as Lena talks excitedly. She really wants to take that offer, move abroad, sell the house, but for how much? It would hardly be enough to pay off the bank, with the soaring rate of interest. And what about you? It's hard to find a decent job at home, let alone in a foreign country. After all your efforts to make ends meet, it would feel like going back to square one. Damn, you just wish you didn't want it so bad. Here's the thing, my 2 cents on this is, if you're with a partner, they're a partner for a reason, right? And you're supposed to be a team together. And as much as it would suck so bad to feel like it's going to square one, that all your efforts are in vain, she's stuck by you for all this time. The least you can do is put a little bit of that trust back into her. If, obviously, they need a bigger conversation about it, we don't seem to be privy to that, and he's already made his decisions, but if she really wants it that bad, and it would be a more steady job than the taxi situation and other kind of things that you're doing to kind of make up the salary that you used to have, it might be worth it. It really sucks to pack up and move and to sell the house you just bought and not paying off the bank. Like, all of that is horrifying in a lot of ways, and I can understand entirely that fear. But doing something different might be the solution, as scary as it is. Ooh. Yeah, it looks like we didn't go, which makes sense with the trajectory that this Jan was on, right? We're not really particularly brave, I would say. I'm not trying to knock him, but his actions so far, right? He didn't help save that girl. He didn't stand up to his father and try to protect his mother. And he's a kid in that, keep in mind, right? But all of those things didn't harden him to the point where he became assertive and made his own choices. He made those choices out of running away from his problems. I really hate to say it that way because it sounds super judgmental. And look, if you're in that situation, sometimes that's the only way out. But he seems to take the safe alternative almost every time rather than the risk. Right? And that's the thing. It's high risk, high reward, right? Move away, move to a different country. Oftentimes, it's not a good solution anyway, right? If you can't make it work here, you're not going to make it work elsewhere. If you can't balance a small budget, you can't balance a big one, right? So, you know, you're just going to make small problems bigger ones. Usually, that's the case. So, I understand his wanting to stay here, but this Jan, maybe the best way to put it is that this Jan isn't very adventurous. I'm not trying to shit on his decisions. You just never know the full situation at hand, but this is the Jan that I think played it safe and more or less stubborn to what he knows. Okay, 31 years old, holding on. You're wondering if she really is okay with the decision to stay. Maybe you should have said yes, but how could you? It was a crazy idea in your situation. You need to prove it to her that it was the only sensible choice. You need to get your shit together, give her a better life here, maybe find a second job. If you're wondering if she's really okay with the decision, you already have your answer. She's not okay with it. And that's gonna probably be the start of the divide between them. That's usually how it goes. If you need to prove that you're in the right and that you need to get your shit together, that's the start of the end. Yep, here we go. 32 years old, falling apart. Damn, she's getting on your nerves. Why doesn't she just tell you it's all your fault with those bills piling up? As if you weren't working hard enough. And why does she make such a big deal of a few drinks before you hit the sack? You deserve to unwind after a 12-hour long day of work. You're turning into your father, dude. You're turning into exactly what you hated. You're falling into the cycle of what you came from. And that's so tough. Because he's not going to be able to recognize it until it's too late. Because he's going to be stuck in this cycle of working all these days, getting really annoyed at any conversation about what he is or isn't doing. He's using drinks to supplement anything else, and he's taking out his frustrations on her. And why doesn't she just tell you it's all your fault with those bills piling up? It is, at that point. Because she offered to get a different job offer that she had somewhere else, and you turned it down to say that you can pay the bills, you can do a better life, and you have to prove that. You're going to get a second job and do all that stuff. You made those decisions. At that point, it is your fault that the bills are piling up. You didn't put trust in her to hold up a second half. So if you are the only pillar holding up the house and you want it to remain that way, it is your fault, and you've manufactured that situation. Again, there's other factors and stuff like that, but at that point, it kind of is. He's falling into bad patterns. There we go. Drowning Sorrows, 33 years old. You look down another bottle, and at the wedding ring she gave back to you. She's gone. A job at Ally Corp. Freedom. Finally, she's got it. A new, better life without you. All you could ever do was hold her down. Look at yourself, drowning your sorrows in a bar. You're everything you promised you'd never be. Where the hell did you fuck it all up? There you go. Recognized it too late. That's all too common, sadly. Where the hell did you fuck it up, Jan? Well, figuring out the recovery from the crisis, right? The crisis was not his fault, but how he dealt with that situation was his fault. And I think that's where the downhill went. Things were looking pretty high. It looked like Lena was willing to chip in and go to work herself, right? She had a job offer for the foreign move, which may or may not be this Ally Corp job. Ally Corp, we can recognize, is the corporation that has sent us on the space mission to begin with, so maybe she's working for the very company that we are also working for, so that's probably gonna be a little awkward if she's still there. Yeah, we're all drowning. Damn. 34 years old, a way out. You toss and turn in your bed. You can't stop thinking about that Ally Corp poster. Help us make a change. A space mining mission in search of that mysterious substance, Rapidium. It's a long shot, but it says you don't need any professional experience, and you know you need a change. You haven't managed to stick to one job for more than several months. Nothing makes you happy. You're stuck. What if it's a way out? Yep, do something different, right? Project Dolly in the background, there you go. The first of its kind, Dolly the sheep. So, he recognized his problems, right? The cycle that he was in, that he fell into, right? He was turning into his father, right? And he can also recognize that he's severely depressed, right? He's lost everything at this point. He lost the good life that he had worked for in the crisis. He lost his partner, and he's lost his sense of self probably in a lot of ways, right? He's been drowning in the misery of life for too long, right? And nothing makes you happy. You become apathetic. You become numb to everything around you. You're stuck, right? So something different is a way out, and it's a start. So I'm proud of Jan. He's pulling himself out. We gotta try. 34. 35. A year later, Project Dolly. You enter the spaceship with a tingling of anxiety and excitement. You're going to space. Far away from here, just like you always wanted. Far away from your problems. You'll think about them later. Or maybe they'll be gone by the time you get back. They won't be gone by the time you get back, but be excited for the new job, right? You're gonna get paid. It's something different. It's space. I mean, that's gotta be cool. I understand just focusing on the task at hand, but don't ever think that your problems will just fix themselves. All right, and that is it. So that is where we've left off. So we are currently Jan at 35. We went to work for Ally Corp, which coincidentally is the same corporation that Lena went to work for. So that's a bit interesting. I wonder if that'll come into play later, or if she's even still at the company. But this is our current life trajectory. So it went from really shitty to having a couple of good moments, back to being kind of dragged down again, and then we got into the corporate system, and it was good for a while until it wasn't, and then things started to absolutely spiral. Poor Jan. That's really rough.
How did they get it, and what for?
Yeah, how did they get that? That's really interesting. My guess is that they probably make a scan or do like background records of you and then keep it to use as persuasive fodder or some shit, you know? That's what they always do, the corps. They use something that they can do. They like stuff that they can have to make you work. If they're gonna own your entire life, like it looks like Ally Corp probably does, then this is the type of fodder that they need to, I'm not gonna say blackmail you, but blackmail you. Alright,
Hey,
why the fuck do you have all this stuff on me?
Checked the quantum computer.
What the fuck? For sure.
What the fuck? Mind records? What the hell are you doing with that data? It's got
Their whole life.
everything. My whole life exposed.
Mind records need ish procedure.
No. No, I want answers.
Yeah, you tell them, Jan. They're not gonna tell you shit, but you can try. Hello?
Shit.
They're ignoring you for a reason. Also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but like you can kind of see like a vague like human outline in the like broken monitor of it all. I can't tell if that's our reflection in the monitor or if that is supposed to be like a figure that's like fucked up because our comms are fucked up, but either way it's really interesting to look at.
What do you want with it?
Initiate branching procedure.
Branching procedure. There's your altars. I'm not messing with that shit. Fuck that. What does it do?
Branching? What exactly will be branching?
Your life. You. No way. I'd be like, am I branching out limbs? What's going on here?
What? You what? Is that your whole answer?
Create the altar. There we go. Roll credits, baby. Is that your final answer? I mean, you is technically a full sentence.
Alter? Alter what?
Alter your life.
My life? Okay. You mean as in... Okay, wait a minute. You're not suggesting I... use Rapidium to create a... someone.
You.
To alter their mind. That's not what you're saying, right?
That's not what he's saying. He's saying create an alternate
right.
version of
How
you.
about my other options?
None. None, buddy.
You jerk. I don't have other options, do I?
You're the guinea pig now. You're the guinea pig to see if it can create human life. They always want human life. They always want this type of crazy, like, make super soldiers, copies, you know, this stuff. Because if they can copy someone like Jan, right, then they can take the best, quote-unquote, of our species and clone that, and or clone, you know, themselves, right? The Ally Corp, the heads, the corporations, the head honchos of it all, right, running all this crap. They can copy themselves and then live forever in that regard or whatever. They can use it for, I mean, there's like endless amount of things you could use something like that for. It's kind of insane. Okay, so we need to make, oh yes, oh, okay, we need the quantum computer. There we go. Quantum computer! It's midday, you know, copying and tearing up DNA, as you do. Branching MR unlocked. Branching procedure initiated. It looks like Netflix. Analyzing life path.
What is it doing?
It's finding possible places. Yep, there you go. Searching for branching points. I got your science on lock. Any place where you could have made a different choice. Calculating alternate life path.
This is what the branching is about?
That's cool as fuck. So, what'll be really interesting with this is to see, with the alternate life paths, does it answer the ultimate question of what if, right? Because it's not just the single moment, right? What is this? Technician, going away, staying behind. So you promised yourself you'd get out of here. You'd keep that promise. You can't waste your life. It's not something she'd want. So we choose to go to college, right? And that's what our Jan, original Jan, chose to do. Leave home, leave mom, and go do something else. Get out, right? Get away from the problematic home life, right? That's what our Jan chose. And so many people would choose that. But there is the other option, right, that he could have stayed behind. So, staying behind, you lock the door to the room and turn the music up. You're so fed up with his constant shouting. Is this what you rejected college for? Putting up with his frustration and drunkenness? You told yourself you'd take care of mom, but he's not making it easy. Maybe next time you should just lock the door on him. But what would mom say? Okay, so that's probably another alternate path, like whether or not they kick dad out of the house. But the branching path, college introduced us to the corporate life that blew up because of the crisis, and we ended up doing this and that other jobs until we found this mining job, right? This one, the technician, so staying behind created the path where we turned into an efficient technician. So we became the skills to be very handy, basically. And as a technician, you get 50% efficiency when doing base maintenance. Okay. So this is the alternate, and it costs 20 Rapidium to do it. So let's do it, obviously. The interesting thing will be the question, what if, right? Obviously, it changes the trajectory of his life, right? He becomes a technician rather than whatever he is now. Got the Kubrick stare going on there. Ooh, roll credits. Amazing. Goodness, is crazy. Making a human different. Ooh, my goodness. Okay, so we have a whole different life trajectory. Oh god, the reading. Okay. Well, let's start at the beginning. So this is where we branch. Everything is the same up until now, right? Shitty childhood. Dad is drunk and pissy. Mom is in pain at having to deal with everything on her end. We chose not to go to college, right? All right. So in not doing that, we stayed home. So this is Technician Jan, 20 years old, standing up to him. There, you did it. Not so hard after all. He turned out to be weak, begging you to let him in. You had to be strong, assertive. You read about it online. Shut your ears to his false promises. Imagine loud music in your head. Think of Mom, her safety. There. It's done. He won't be a problem anymore. So this Jan chose to become assertive. He hit the breaking point, and instead of that point breaking him, like it did the other Jan, and Jan ran away to college, he stayed and used that breaking point as a way to be assertive against his father and throw him out of the house. You can't come back in here, you can't hurt Mom anymore, and we're done with your bullshit. Good for you, buddy. So how did that change things? 21 years old, up and downs. You laugh as Mom tells you a joke she heard in the doctor's waiting room. She's cooked her pierogi. Man, don't you love them? And her relaxed, smiling face when she can be herself without that monster bullying her. You just wish you could find more than a part-time job to support the two of you. That prescription she brought home today is gonna cost you plenty. Oh man. So, ups and downs. I mean, here's the thing. Nothing's ever gonna be perfect, right? No life is ever gonna be perfect. You're just trading one set of problems for a new set of problems, right? And that's the game, right? That's just, you're gonna have to navigate a variety of different things, different obstacles, different problems, different situations, right? And there's no right or wrong way to do it. You're just gonna have to make those decisions for yourself, right? Obviously, there are things that you will and won't like as a result of the decisions that you make, but it's up to you and the circumstances that you have. It's not 100% up to you because your circumstances often define what options are available to you. And unfortunately, a lot of people are in a lot of positions where life does not give them any options. And unfortunately, when you're in that position, your hands are tied in a lot of ways, and it really, really sucks. But you always keep going. You always find a way, right? You just get to the next step, the next goal, keep moving forward, you know? So we fixed our father problem and his dragging down the household, essentially. So that puts everybody in better spirits, but mom is still sick. That doesn't change, and her treatment is going to be expensive. So you need to help fill the void of that money that is needed. 22 years old, not in his footsteps. You smile as you walk away from the mine. Dad was behind that job offer, that's for sure. Trying to clear his conscience, redeem his sins. The steady job was tempting, but you were assertive. Again, no way you'll owe anything to him. You'll make it on your own. You always do. I think that's a good choice. You don't want to have that hanging over you, right? This is Dad trying to come back into the picture, trying to pretend that he's changed to get close to you, right? Trying to worm his way back in. You don't get to undo 20 years of being shitty just like that. So I would stand up with this Jan in that decision, but his decisions, so we're not going to do the mine, and we know that makes sense because he's a technician. So what happened? God, I'm so sorry, Jan. You have to relive this over and over again. Oh God. The final goodbye, but this time we get to be there, right? That's what's different. We weren't away at college drowning our miseries in that freedom, right? It's hard to blame him for that because, you know, you're so caught in that misery for so long, you know? Anyways, final goodbye. You hold back tears when you look at her in the hospital bed. You knew this was coming, her health deteriorating fast in the last months. You just didn't want to think about it. You hate that helplessness. Damn, get your shit together, Jan. You need to be strong for her. Promise her you'll make something of yourself. Keep her smiling to the very end. At least you get to be with her. Damn. There we go. Here's Technician Jan. 23 years old, fixing things. You brighten up as the engine starts. Yeah, fixing things always made you feel good. Like you can really change things, make them better. Looks like going to that vocational school wasn't just a parting gift for Mom, but the best thing you could do for yourself. There we go. Keep moving, Jan. 23 years old, unfamiliar feeling. It feels good to become an expert on something. The boss says customers ask for you specifically, and he can see you replacing him when he retires. It's a new feeling to be trusted, respected by another man, a mentor. And he's the first person you opened up to about Mom's passing. Why couldn't Dad just be like that? Leave him in the past, Jan. But I'm so glad you found a mentor. So things are looking up. 24 years old, shady business. You try not to eavesdrop, but it's the third time this month these fishy dudes are here, talking to your boss behind closed doors. He says it's nothing, but you can see he's distracted and doesn't look you in the eye that much. Disappears for hours, leaving you in charge of the business. Is that a good thing, or should you be worried? Well, if you're gonna eventually take over this business, you should probably be worried. And if he doesn't want to tell you about it, I'd be extra worried. That means that he's hiding something from you, either because it's dangerous or because it's probably potentially illegal, and or he's ashamed of whatever it is and doesn't want you to know about it and see him as something less. Could be both, could be all the above, but oof. Oh no, 20 years old, lost trust. Fake batteries? Counterfeit parts? Is that what it was all about? As your boss is being taken away by the police, you feel like an idiot for trusting him, thinking that you could open up to him, while all this time he's been lying to your face, pretending to be a friend. What a fool you've been. Treat it as a lesson, Jan. The only person you can rely on is yourself. Oof. I mean, again, we don't know the full situation, so I feel like your boss wasn't pretending to be your friend or pretending to be there for you, but it's hard to reconcile that in the moment you feel so betrayed because everything you have has been stripped away by the illegal and shady things that he's been keeping from you, especially when you've asked about it already, right? It's one thing to not know about it entirely and find all of that out, and it's quite another to know about it, ask about it, and be denied, right? It's a very different situation. So, but at least you learned the lesson that the only person you can rely on is yourself. Honestly, it's more true than anything else. 25 years old, you're fine on your own. Of course, it was just a matter of time before they approached you. So we took over the business, that's what it looks like. Now that he's in jail, his words about replacing you seem so ironic now. You don't want anything to do with them, but what if you lose your job? You love that workshop, but they're criminals. No. Assertiveness, remember? Don't be scared. You can make it on your own. That is either a good thing and they'll fuck off, or you're gonna start something worse. We don't have enough information to know more, but what does he do? Oh, there we go. 26 years old, staying strong. As you turn the paycheck around in your fingers, you think of Mom. She'd be happy to know you're finally making good money. Working in an international factory on a contract of employment, you stayed strong and made something of yourself. She'd probably be worried that you're still on your own, but that's the way you prefer it. Hey, if you're doing good, you're doing good. Good for you, Jan. Ghost from the past, 26 years old. Watching the bartender pour you another one, from the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of a figure watching you. Your turn. And see it was just somebody's coat. Your turn. And see it was just somebody's coat. You smile with the relief. For a moment, you thought it was Dad. You sip your drink and listen casually to the conversations at the tables. It's not good to have problems. I mean, nobody wants problems, but they're always going to be prevalent. The drinking worries me because that is the same thing that our father did, and I'm worried that this Jan is also following in those footsteps, but hopefully it's just kind of a ritual and not something that takes over his life. Okay, 27 years old, drifting through. Your friends burst out in laughter. The jokes just keep coming to you. It's a good night. You just got your paycheck and you're buying rounds. Okay, calling these people friends is a little too much, but you've only just met them. Okay, calling these people friends is a little too much. You've only just met them, but you're having fun together, right? The girl to your left's been giving you signals. Could this be your lucky night? Is that Lena and they meet in a different way? Or is it someone new entirely? Or no one at all? Oh no! 30 years old, signs of trouble. That damn crisis just had to hit when you were starting to actually enjoy life. Your whole branch is being shut down. You'll be lucky if you keep your job at all. And this damn advert just keeps getting on your nerves. Rapidium? A magic trick to make everyone happy. Who's stupid enough to even think of going on these missions? Ooh. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff that I was looking for, right? Right, the game is giving you its own interpretation of the what if question. Hi, I explained this absolutely horribly, so I want to clarify. This is where things get very interesting. This is where we get the science fiction that I'm after here. So it explains the question of what if, but only partially. And what I mean by that is Jan's life has to branch out into different choices and decisions in order for him to become a different person, right? Have different skills, different professions, the alters that you will meet in the game. But it's not changing realities or an alternate timeline or anything like that. We are here and now in our own timeline, and that never ever changes. For the alters, from their perspective, it will feel like a different timeline because their choices were different and they are different people from us. But their lives don't exist. Their lives are being calculated and predicted by the quantum computer, which is making predictions and calculations of what Jan's life would have been like had he made different decisions. However, it always has to come back to Project Dolly and Ally Corp because it has to reconnect to what we're doing here. So it answers the what if question halfway, right? What if I made different decisions? Would I be a different person? Yes is the answer, 100%, of course, right? You gain different skills, you gain or lose confidence, you have a different job, a different profession, right? Different choices. But the second half of the what if question usually entails the trajectory of your life. do I end up someplace different, someplace better usually, or worse, right? And that's the question, the second half of the question that people usually want to know when they're asking the what if question. And in this case, the computer is making differences enough to tweak Jan's life in order to get different skills and different professions, but it always has to finagle a way to get them back to Project Dolly, because they have to have a reason for being on the ship, for having the skills needed to be on this ship so they can serve the purpose that they need to be able to fix the ship or something like that, right? If he was just a random technician and he only worked on cars, it's not gonna help the situation that you're in trying to tweak it for the purposes of this mission and Rapidium, right? Don't forget, this computer's sole purpose or main purpose is to find Rapidium and make that acquisition of that mineral or whatever it is, the element, possible, right? So it has to find a way to make tweaks that are useful to serve that mission and that mission alone, right? Can it be tweaked for other things? Maybe. We have no idea who built it. We have no idea where it came from, but that's its purpose. It's using all the knowledge that it has to stuff memories and skills and predictions of what Jan's life was like and stuffing it into the brains of these alters, creating new memories for them so that they come to life with the skills necessary and needed. So I think that's just really interesting. You'll see how it eventually always connects back to Project Dolly. At 35 years old, they find a reason one way or another to get to Ally Corp, get on the mission, join Project Dolly, and be here. It's not lost on me that Project Dolly is the name of the project and the mission that we are serving. Obviously, it's another reference to Dolly the cloned sheep in our real life, but I think it's funny that it's that reference, right? And then we are using Rapidium, or going to find Rapidium, which is an element that rapidly grows organic things, and we're using that to create alters. They're not clones per se, but the nod is there, right? So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. Continue with the life path and you'll see kind of more about what I'm talking, but I just wanted to kind of clarify that here and now. It's the same outcome no matter what, but you just take a different route to get there. So exactly like original Jan, the crisis shut down his job, his branch, and he got let go, basically. The same way that our Jan, the original Jan, also got let go from his corporate job. And on the way out, right, you maybe do a little bit of extra jobs here and there to try and replace that main job that you had, but you end up going to the Rapidium job. 33 years old. Him again. You can't make up your mind. Bet safely or take the risk. Wonder who that guy is putting all his money on. Wait, is that... Shit. It's him. Dad. He looks like a tramp. Of course, he visits the bookie regularly. Fucking loser. Man, you just hope he doesn't recognize you. Get out of there quick and don't ever come back. You're not like him. You've got your shit together. Well, it sounds like you're exactly like him if you're in the places that he would frequent. If you're drinking after work and justifying that is like, oh, I've been working, I deserve this, but it's every single night. And then you're at a bookie place, looks like making bets, and he's in the same place, you fell in the same pattern. And that's exactly what the original Jan did. So his default, kind of when things become static and not great, his default is to fall back on those old habits, things he learned when he was young, which was what his father did. So that's rough. It's common, but it's rough, right? It takes a lot to actively fight your roots, actively fight the cycle that you came from. And it's different for everyone, right? Because you're coming from different situations. It's your whole life. It's what you know. And making the choice between something that you know and something that is new and unknown. There's no blueprint for what you're gonna do if it's new, right? You don't have anyone to watch going down the life path that you're going down, right? You are making new progress, doing it yourself, right? There's no examples to lead you on. I mean, obviously in the world there are, but it's different when it's your parents, right? It's the people around you growing up, the adults around you when you're young, right? That's different than some random person in the world or on the internet, doing the thing you think you want to do, right? It's just different. The path of least resistance to go towards what you know, right? So that's why Jan most likely keeps falling back into that pattern, right, that his dad had, right? Those bad habits, right, that he witnessed when he was young. All right, 35 years old, Project Dolly. We took it after all. So again, same outcome. Project Dolly. You look at the spaceship entrance. Only fools don't change their minds. Especially if your debts are mounting. You'll be fine. You just need to make it through this mission. They respect professionals like you. Just stay strong and you'll be alright. And yep, 35. So that's where we end up with Jan, Technician Jan. So that's interesting. Ooh, waiting for wake-up procedure. Okay, so wake him up. Shit's gonna get really real. He's gonna wake up and be like, you, me, you, huh? Hello? You alive, buddy?
Hey there. Wow, hello?
We're all gonna have an existential crisis.
What is this?
Anxiety, insecurity.
Where am I?
He's freaking out. You came out fully formed and fully clothed. Relax, you're in a lab. Real focus is an emergency. Oh god, don't panic him right out the bat.
You're in a lab.
Less frustration.
The SIBA unit. Your memories might be a bit fuzzy, but relax. You're gonna be okay. Yeah, I recognize the base, I think.
Okay. That helps, though.
You look funny. You... Ha. Oh. What was that? I wanted to laugh, but I'm like... indifferent. I think you're on some meds.
Insecurity.
What? What for? So you don't panic when you wake up.
How about that?
Why would I panic?
Well...
I'll explain later. Right now...
You're me.
Let's check your mental condition, okay? Do you think you can, introduce yourself? Sure. Can you?
Remember, he's the assertive one, right? You first.
You first.
It's gonna be really weird if I do it.
All right. Jan Dolski, Senior Technician at Ally Corp Mining Operations. There. Did I pass?
Sassy.
Wow. Amazing.
It worked!
It actually worked.
It's alive!
What worked? And what the hell are you anyway?
Yeah, he recognizes us.
This may be hard to process, but my name is Jan Dolski, too.
I mean, you can see your face, dude.
Of course it is. Now, you're not bad for an imitation, but what the hell are you? Is this some kind of experiment?
Yes.
Because if it is, nobody warned me.
Oh, having to have this conversation with every single author that you make is gonna drive Aryan into insanity. Can you imagine the existential crisis? I wonder if that's gonna be something that happens. It's like, could you lose yourself seeing all these other possibilities that you didn't do, right? Could that, I mean, it probably could drive you to insanity, right? Hopefully not. Hopefully it's more like we can all work together, based off of our life experience, our common life experience. And we are ourself at the end of the day, ourselves. God, it's gonna be weird to describe all this. Right? I mean, hopefully we can keep our head on straight, I guess, is just the end of that. But yeah, it's kind of an experiment, buddy. A little bit.
In a way, it is. But you're wrong about one thing.
Yep.
I'm not an imitation.
You are.
So, what's the experiment?
You.
Well,
I got stranded in this base, and, well, I needed someone to help me move it, because it got broken. Then, okay, this is the crazy part. I learned that there's
I was
this
told.
functionality of the quantum computer on board to, well, create alternate versions of a person's life.
Sounds crazy.
Replicate a person, but with different experiences.
Not a copy.
Mind records.
If there's anyone in a bad mental condition in this room, it's definitely not me.
Could be expected.
The QC's only functionality is to navigate these junkets. I mean, theoretically, it could do other stuff, but such bullshit.
Look at the face, buddy.
It's absurd. I thought the same, but here you are, right?
Right. If I understand you correctly, you're telling me you're a alternate version of me with a different mind?
The other way around, but yes. Basically, we're alternate versions of each other from up until a point we made different decisions, so I guess different mind.
No. You're an alternate version of me.
We gotta assert dominance.
You said we were stranded.
Yes.
Yes. It's just us.
Rebellion.
Like I said, there's a malfunction in the machinery. If you don't help me fix it soon, we're both gonna die.
So, wait. Let me get this straight. This is an experiment in which I'm a different version of you, and you brought me to life to help fix a malfunction, because there's no one else on board.
Yeah.
If there was no malfunction, where would I be?
That's a good question. It's a shitty answer, but I think that's the true answer, right? Because this is what I was trying to explain when he was being created, right? This is not string theory or alternate timelines in the sense that there are multiple realities, right? There's one reality, our reality, the one that we're in, but the quantum computer is making a prediction of what would happen to Jan if he made different decisions. But that solely comes from the computer. The computer is fabricating those scenarios. They don't actually exist. Then it basically takes that model of Jan and prints it. Does that make sense? So it's not like it's being pulled from other realities. So to say he would still exist somewhere in this situation, it's not true because he doesn't exist. Now, saying all of that and saying that like this game is not based on separate realities and all of that jazz doesn't necessarily mean that that's true, right? As in the sense that like there could be alternate realities in the world. That's just not what we're dealing with this technology, right? Maybe Jan the Technician does exist in some other universe, other timeline, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. That's just not the technology that we're dealing with in this moment. We haven't plucked him from a different timeline and fringed his ass over here. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. This is gonna piss him off though. Here's the thing, is like the way that he phrased that, if there was no malfunction, you woke me up to fix a problem. He's basically getting, I think, to the point where he's saying I'm a tool and my life doesn't matter. So I feel like I'm inclined to give this answer because it kind of looks like the nice answer's on top, the meaner answer's on the bottom. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with this, even though technically speaking, with the technology that we're using, literally, this is not the case.
You'd still exist?
Theoretically,
somewhere?
there you go.
Theoretically, at least?
Theoretically? Wow.
Existential
You
crisis.
bastard. I can see now what the meds are for. I can't even lash out at you, just this passiveness. What am I?
You're gonna be my bestie. I know you're pissed off right now, but
This is a lot, and we'll sort it out. I promise. But trust me, if we don't fix the machinery fast, we're gonna go in a very bad way, and you'll never get the chance to understand this properly. Experience your feelings without the meds.
I don't like this kind of pressure.
I don't blame you
Well,
1 second, dude.
That makes two of us.
He's like,
Fine. Show me the way.
he's really got rebellion. He really does not like us. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to get him on our side, but we gotta try it.
What a screw up.
You're a fuck up!
A 3-year-old would have figured it out.
Yeah. I'm not a technician, dude.
Okay. In any other case, I'd say don't touch anything here ever again. But unfortunately, this is a 2-man job.
Just tell me what to do.
On my sign, pull that lever over there. Just don't yank it like an idiot. Pull it gently. Ready?
You got it, buddy.
1,
Cranky yank.
2, 3. Now. Yes! It worked!
Yeah,
You did it.
baby.
We're gonna live. Let's get one thing straight. I did what you created before. Now stay away from me.
Core memory created. Okay, that's interesting. It's like we're making new memories together, obviously. But core memories are like memories that help root you as a person, right? A core memory is something that helps shape you as a person. It's not just a good feeling or something kind of fleeting. It's something to build upon. So that's interesting. Okay, damn. So we can start the engines in the command center. So let's go up 1, command center. So that means we can get the ship moving. That'll be great. Okay, let's get the ship moving, and then we're gonna have to deal with the other Jan for sure. He can't be pissy at us forever. We're gonna have to work together if we need to, like, survive. But I get being pissy. Like, I can't blame the guy at all, right? He just woke up within minutes of him waking up. He's not only learned that he's an alternate version of me, but also that he's only been woken up for a specific purpose. Like, essentially saying we didn't want him, we just wanted his skills because we couldn't, right? So it just makes him feel like a tool. And that's not a good feeling for anybody. On top of that, he doesn't get to understand the full picture. He wakes up drugged. There's an alternate version of you looking at you in the face going, things are fine, but kind of fucked right now, and we're all gonna die because the sun's gonna explode and burn us all, but like, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, that's so much to digest within like 10 minutes. I mean, woo, okay. Do you want to automatically collect structures before starting your journey? Yes. Yeah, baby. So we can automatically collect stuff. And then we get to move. We're moving! Yeah, baby! Look at our little ship movements. Giving me far vibes. So we get to, like, fix our little locomotive and then travel great distances. No current tasks. Okay. We got a fresh new day. Open the altars tab. Aha! Okay, here we go. Allows you to check on the mental and physical state of your altars. The event log provides insights into recent events. Okay, so this is how you can check on everybody. It's interesting that you can't check on yourself at a core, but I guess it comes with the basic understanding that, like, you take care of you first and then the rest of these guys come in after. I think it's the game basically saying, like, don't worry about your own health and mental stuff. You need to worry about the others, essentially, right? So, okay. So I don't need to worry about, like, my food. I'll just automatically eat stuff. I'll automatically sleep, and I gotta worry about the others. So that's good to know. Okay, so let's look at technical Jan. He's got his skill, which is 50% max when he's doing base maintenance. He's got no injuries at the moment. Minimal radiation. Great. No hunger. He ate adequately today. But day 6, I am pissed at Jan. He's really infuriating. So day 6 is just the entire day. He's only been alive for a day. And he's angry emotionally. So he's feeling frustration and rebellion. He wants to rebel against us. He has a little bit of insecurity in there, a lot of anxiety. He's burdened and he's feeling gloomy. So there's that. Oh, there you go. He's 7 hours old. You can see that in the corner there. All right. 7 hours old. Damn, and he's have to deal with all of this shit. I couldn't imagine. It's crazy. And poor each one of these alters, like, we're gonna have to deal the same spiel with them. Like, who are you? Do you know where you are? You're an alternate of me. And just have to keep doing that. I wonder if at one point Jan's just gonna, like, record a videotape in 51st Days, just be like, all right, here's the deal. Watch that tape. Everything's good. Do your job. Bye. You're just gonna be, like, over it. There's, like, 30 of you running around the damn base. I have no idea how many alters we can make. I'm assuming it would be, like, the equivalent of a large crew, so my guess would be something like 10 or 12 or something like that, like big enough where you can kind of control a lot of things, but not too big that it's an army of Jans. So there's all that. Anyways, we have completed the prologue, so that seems like a great place to leave it. This stuff is just kind of the game, right? We don't really need to read too much of these like manuals. This is just like learning how to play the game itself. This is the stuff that we can read and that would be interesting to read. So, providing food. The evacuation procedure of the SIVA base can take up several days. Proper nutrition of your crew during that time is essential. Food supplies can be prepared in the kitchen. That's obvious. If food shortages are detected, evacuation procedure will be assessed as too risky. Alright, so if anything is at stake, basically, and like the equipment, if there's not enough equipment, if the place is damaged, the evacuation procedure won't work, right? So have enough supplies, make sure the ship isn't damaged, and we can evacuate, which makes sense, obviously. All right, now lastly, before we leave, let's read this. This is Rapidium. So what exactly is this mineral, this element that we're looking for that is the basically accelerant to all of this, right? This is the reason that all of this is happening, right? The space mission, why we're here, why we're mining it, all of that jazz. So what is this thing? What is Rapidium? First discovered accidentally by an Ally Corp near space exploration vessel on the 842 Hermes asteroid passing Earth. Rapidium revolutionized the way we think about accelerated growth. Called by its enthusiasts the time-traveling element, or the savior element, it emits a unique type of radiation, COXY, which can transfer raw energy directly into the mitochondria of organic cells, projecting matter into different versions of its future self within hours instead of years. The time-traveling element is really interesting, but again, it's an accelerant, right? It's not plucking things from a different timeline. It's just predicting what that future self would look like and growing it. Ooh, don't do that. Why are we exploring the most distant corners of space to find it? The answer seems obvious. Multiple research confirms that the potential of Rapidium is almost limitless when it comes to infusing life to crops, even in the most challenging climate conditions, while reducing the time and resources needed to grow them to practically zero. The implications are immeasurable. Finding and collecting a substance amount of Rapidium will allow the restoration of agriculture on Earth, putting an end to the global catastrophe of hunger. Ever since making this groundbreaking discovery, Ally Corp has become fully committed to bringing the savior element to Earth, and makes continuous efforts to invest in both accelerated growth and space mining technologies, always proudly at the forefront of striving for the future of humanity, never falling back. Okay, that's interesting. I bet you this is the public message though, right? Because it's in the database. So the public reason, because corporations are almost always shady, especially in games like this. The public-facing reason to find Rapidium is to restore agriculture on Earth. So Earth is in some kind of crisis where the food and the crops are low or destroyed, and it's causing a catastrophe of hunger. In order to fix that, Rapidium can basically accelerate the growth of crops and food. But see, here's the thing. If agriculture is the reason that we want Rapidium, why wouldn't we test it on plant first? We created Molly the sheep as our first test to see if it would work, which is a very extreme case. Like, why couldn't we have just grown a plant, right? Why not give us a seed or the DNA of some sort of plant that you want to grow and rapidly grow it, right? Wouldn't that be able to test the viability of whatever we picked up as Rapidium, all the same as cloning or alternating, I don't know what the verb would be, a sheep, right? And then I understand the dire situation that we're in and that we need all hands on deck, quite literally. But having us test it on ourselves, the DNA, I mean, that alone is also kind of sketchy. So I think there's a more hidden reason for why they also want Rapidium. I don't know what the alternate, maybe more evil version of it could be. Maybe it doesn't matter in the end, but there's always usually an ulterior motive to something like this. So their reason is agriculture now, but we'll keep a sideways eye on them. You know, we gotta. Anyways, it looks like we've done what we needed to do. So we were able to move the ship so we're not in immediate, imminent danger. I'm sure that doesn't excuse us from the rest of the danger that's going to come. We still have to get off the damn planet and get back. I'm sure they're going to want us to mine as much Rapidium as possible before we leave, and or not let us or help us leave until we get a certain amount of Rapidium that we can bring back, because it seems like a very rare resource to find, despite Allied Corp basically putting all its eggs in trying to find Rapidium, right? All its eggs in one basket with this element or whatever it is called. So there's that. And yeah, we're still stuck on this planet, but we got a new friend. He's pissed at us for now, but we'll be better about it. Anyways, I think this is a pretty good place to leave it. We did the prologue. We'll talk to the other altar. We'll get more tasks to complete. We'll mine more minerals, that kind of jazz. This episode was a little bit lengthy and a little bit heavy because we're reading a lot of the backstory to Jan, getting to know who Jan is, the original Jan, and why it matters that the altars are different from him is everything, right? How this will shake out in the end or what it builds to, I have no idea, but I'm very excited to find out. I hope you guys are very excited to explore this further because I am insanely tickled by this. I have a lot of information to digest. I would love to hear your theories in the comments. This is definitely going to be a game full of a lot of debate about the science, about the paths. Where could this go? What could the corporation be up to? We'll get more information when we don't get a lot in this first episode, but it'll be really good. So if you guys are interested in following along this journey for the altars and you guys want to see the next and following episodes, that will be right over here. And if you guys are looking for something else that's kind of sci-fi, similar themes of the existential crisis, copies of yourself, check out my live playthrough of Soma. I don't know if I would want another alternate copy of myself. I mean, I could always use the help, so let's find out if it's a good idea or not in the next episode. See you there.